Hi guys. Today I'll be talking about the psychology behind the trade that we were supposed to take last week. I will start with Euro GDP. Euro GDP, as we all know, will go back to our monthly time frame. What are we looking at on our monthly time frame? What we saw previously before we were planning to take a trade in the market. So I saw this region as a push to the upside, then this is looking like a correction for a continuation to the upside. But before the continuation to the upside, we were looking to take a more sell to the downside. So I will come back to my weekly time frame. What did I see on my weekly time frame? If you look closely, price is looking consolidative. If you look at the previous correction, can you see how this market corrected to this point before the push to the upside, and this market corrected to this point before the push to the upside? So this is also looking like a correction, because in this Euro GDP, what I've noticed is that the correction are quite deep. So I'm looking for a correction towards this region for a continuation to the upside. But however, we feel we did not take this trade yet as of the moment, because this is already Friday, so I'm not sure we're going to take the trade anymore, because this did not tag us in. I was expecting the market to come and test this region, this area, at least this area, for a continuation to the downside. But however, I also told you that this level is a major level that the market can easily reject from this level. So this is quite dicey. That is why we did not take this level. Can push the market downwards, or this level at the top can push the market downwards. So I was not looking to take a trade around this region, because it's not looking like the previous correction. So on the daily time frame, however, I'm going to check what I'm seeing on the daily time frame. I was looking for something unique like this, a correction like this, a correction like this. Then this is not a quite serious correction. So that is why if you still see my level is still around this area, my entrance is still around this region. So if you look at the market closely, you're going to see that the market is consolidating at this region for a push towards the upside. This is looking like a this is looking like a base. If you check this region, it's looking the same thing. If you count the candles around this region, it's looking like this. If you count this region as well, it's also looking like this. So this is looking like it wants to push up for a continuation to the downside. So this is what I'm looking at. I have not entered this trade yet. I'm looking for, because I cannot, if you said you want to take this trade for a buy, if you look at it very well, I cannot take this trade for a buy, because this is a major resistance level. If you want to take this trade for a buy, it's okay to take it, but you have to reduce your risks drastically, because this is a major resistance level. It's not good to take a trade at a major level like this. So that's why I'm looking forward for the sell instead of the buy. So the next pair that I'm going to be checking is BTC. BTC, however, we placed this trade, but we went out of the trade because I went out of the trade because on the monthly time frame, let's go back to the monthly time frame. This was my thought process on the monthly time frame. So the price was looking kind of bearish. This is looking like a third touch of the trend line, actually, to me, as of the moment. Because this is the first touch, this is the second touch. If you draw your trend line, you're going to see what I'm talking about. This is the first touch, this is the second touch, and this area is looking like a third touch of the trend line as of the moment. So the monthly candle is looking bullish as of the moment. It's looking quite bullish. So if you go to but it's not yet closed, the candle is not yet closed. But if you go to the weekly time frame, however, you're going to see I was talking about this region as of I was talking now about price to come back to test this region. If you can remember the 100K region, 107, 106K region. I was thinking about price to come and test that region before the continuation to the downside, because this drop was quite significant. However, this market is looking consolidative around this region. So what I am looking at is this. Because of last week was giving me a kind of bearish, if you come back to the daily time frame, you're going to see what I'm saying clearly. Because last week was giving me kind of a bearish kind of pattern. I was thinking, remember the trade is still here. I was thinking that the price is going to come back towards this area to form a double top before a before a continuation to the downside. However, the price broke this level and push up. When I see this candle, I went out of the trade, I think for a small loss around this region, just a little loss or yeah, I went out of a trade for a little loss around this region because this is my entrance. So when I saw this daily candle close, I went out of the trade because this daily candle close is really big. So it's really a strong candle. So I went out of the trade. So, however, I'm still looking closely at this trade as of the moment. If I see this is looking like a push towards the upside, like a correction, this is looking like a push, and this is looking like a correction as of the moment. So, I will be waiting to see what the market is going to do at this region. If I see a correction towards this side and this give me a daily bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, I might take this trade for a buy. But however, this is not looking quite right as of the moment. Let's see what the market is going to do around this region. Then the next pair that I will be checking is Euro USD. Euro USD on the Euro USD, this trade, we were looking at it. Remember when we come to our monthly time frame, what am I looking at on the monthly time frame? I'm looking at this triple bottom that pushed the market up, or this double top around this region that brought the market downwards. So this region was what I was checking. This is supposed to be a head, a left shoulder, and this anytime the market push above the neckline region significantly, I'm no longer expecting a test of the shoulder region. I'm expecting a test of the neckline. However, the market did not do that because this level is a significant level. That's why the market came back down. So, however, this market is looking very good for a sell to me as of last week. So, I was looking at this market very critically. So, when we come back to our weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, look at what I was looking at. We have a several correction around this area, and I was looking for a retest around this region for a continuation to the downside. However, this market did not tag me in. It just a few tips to tag me in, and the market failed to tag me in. So, I cannot do anything about it. I just have to readjust my entrance region because this is the neckline. This is supposed to be the neckline of this move. This is supposed to be the neckline. So I was saying I was going to take a buy trade around this region for a push to test this side. I did not take that trade, and I also the market did not tag me in for a sell. Sometimes the market is like that. For the buy trade, I did not take because I was kind of looking for a double bottom on the 4-hour time frame. But the market, it gave a double bottom, but this is not quite this push already towards the upside. So I did not take this sell. I did not take the buy, and I did not take the sell. However, this market is looking bearish to me as of the moment. Let's see what price is going to do. This is Friday. Let's see how price is going to close. Let's see how price is going to close today. Euro USD is looking clean. It's looking like a sell to me. So we're going to look for a correction, a nice correction for us to sell the market to the downside. However, I'm still kind of looking if the market is going to give it a good correction. This is not looking good. I did not take the trade for a sell here since the market did not tag me in here because I was thinking the market is going to correct some more after this candle, like correct some more like this level towards this side. That is why I did not take the trade as of last week. So let's see if the market is going to give it quite a significant correction for us to sell this market. The Euro USD is looking bearish to me. So DXY on if you see DXY actually tagged me in, but I'm not trading DXY, I'm trading Euro USD. So this is what I was looking forward to for DXY. DXY was giving me like this was a double top on DXY. So when I checked it, this was looking like a continuation to the downside. However, if you come to the weekly time frame, DXY is looking clean. DXY is actually clean. Maybe I should be using DXY to place my Euro USD trade because DXY was giving me a clean structure. This is the head. This is looking like a left shoulder. This shoulder is looking like it's holding, and this is looking like a continuation to the upside. So I was looking what DXY was giving me. It was clean and clear. So I placed, this was what I was looking at on DXY. So I placed the trade. If you can see, I did not remove it yet. I placed a trade. Why? Because this is looking like a double bottom and this is looking like the neckline. So DXY actually came to tag me in. I was looking at Euro USD, not the XY. This is where I placed my order and it's looking bullish as of the moment. So on the XY, it actually tagged me in, but I did not place a trade on the XY. I placed a trade on Euro USD. So the lesson I'm going to be learning here is that anytime the market has already tagged me in on DXY, maybe I should already place market execution on Euro USD. That's my thought. So the next part that I'm going to be checking what the market is doing, GDP JPY. GDP JPY, on the other hand, is looking bullish. It came to test this region. Remember, when we come to our monthly time frame, this is what I was looking at on the monthly time frame. This is looking like a double bottom. This is looking like a base towards the upside. This is looking like a correction, push, correction, and this is looking like a push. This is the level that the market came to test. This is the supply region. The market has finally tested that supply region successfully. So I'm expecting a reaction from that region because that supply region is quite a level that pushed the market, that dropped this market downward. So I'm expecting a reaction from that level. So on the weekly time frame, however, remember that the reason why I did not take this trade as of last week was that I was looking for a correction like this, a correction like this for a continuation. And this is looking like a significant push to the upside or whatever. However, the market consolidated a little bit and test this region. This market tested this region. I said, okay, if this market is going to test this region, it's okay for me. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to bother myself about it. But I'm thinking that the market is going to reject significantly around this region. So I'm looking for a push towards this region. Let's see what the market is going to do. I did not take this trade. I did not plan to take this trade. So let's see what the market is going to do. If the market is going to give us a significant correction like this for continuation to the upside. However, this market is looking bullish as of the moment. Then the next pair that I'm going to be checking, which also did not tag us in, is Brent oil. Brent oil was looking good. Brent oil is looking good. However, the market failed to tag us in. Why did the market fail to tag us in? We have a double bottom around this region. This is what I'm looking at. This is the mid-range zone between the two zones, and this is looking like a base. If this market closed as of this month, then this base is going to be quite solid. But on the weekly time frame, the base is already solid as of the moment. Let's look what the market is doing on the weekly time frame. This is a triple bottom, and this area now forms several candle formation around this area. This is a how many week consolidation? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks consolidation. That's why we have a significant push towards the upside. So I was looking for what the market is going to come and test this region around this area. This is looking good. This is looking like a base. This is looking like a correction, weekly zone correction, and this is looking like a correction as well. Let's go to the daily time frame. What is the daily time frame doing? We'll come on the daily time frame. We'll see what the market is doing. Remember, we took a loss around this region. This was a consolidation that brought the market downward. So this is looking like a push. This is looking like a push. This is looking like a correction. This is a bullish flag pattern, if you ask me. So I was looking forward for the market. If you go on we'll go on the 4-hour time frame very quickly. I was looking forward for the market to come back and test around this region after the push, but the market remember, the market closed in this indecision candle. So I was looking like the market will come back a little bit and test this region for a continuation to the upside. However, the market failed to test that region. So this area, as of the moment, you can already call it a double top around this region. But if you go on the 4-hour time frame, this was what I was looking at on the 4-hour time frame that the market is going to do. I was looking at this area is going to come back and test this region. However, this tested the structure. I was looking for a base around this area for a continuation to the upside. However, it tested the structure, the top structure of this region, which is also correct, which is also right, because the market is always right. I was looking for a base like this, but the market failed and just tested the structure around this region. But however, I'm looking at the market is correcting. So maybe it wants to come back and test this region for a continuation to the upside. However, next week, I will be looking forward to be placing a trade for a buy on oil as well. So, but this week is not August, and we are supposed to take advantage of this move towards the upside. But let's see what the market is going to do. Sometimes the market is always like that. So maybe I'm going to readjust my entrance on what to do, or maybe I'm going to make a plan about maybe making market execution only on oil. Then the next trade I will be looking at around is AUD New Zealand. AUD New Zealand, this was what I was looking at on AUD New Zealand. We had a monthly correction, a monthly push towards the upside, and this market, this range that have been ranging since 2014 has already been broken. So, and this is a triple bottom around this area. This is a push, this range break this market. This was looking like a correction. So since the monthly candle was looking bearish, I was already thinking maybe that's a correction, but it's not all monthly candle that is a correction. So if you look at it, this is looking bearish. This is looking bearish, like a correction for a continuation to the upside. So however, if you see the nature of the correction is quite small, this is looking like a monthly range. This is where I'm supposed to take this trade for a buy, but I failed to realize because of the monthly time frame. So depending, I just have to be more focused. So this is looking like a continuation to the upside. This is looking like a correction. However, this is looking like a 100% retracement of this correction. So let's see what the market is going to do this week. If this market is going to form a more correction for a continuation to the upside. So let's see what the market is going to do at the end of the week. Then I'm going to be making another analysis, which is next week, Monday. I'm going to making a new analysis, what we're going to be looking at. Actually, this period, I'm going to be placing more of market order instead of pending order. So that's the end of my analysis. That's the end of the analysis for this week.